Good morning and welcome to today's reflection for Tuesday the 27th of July. You won't know what this is. Yes, it's a piece of glass. In fact, I was presented with it several years ago for completing 10 years as a volunteer as an independent custody visitor at Skipton Police Station. Basically, the role of the visitor is to turn up at the local police station unannounced and to check that all is in order in the custody suite. And in particular to check on the welfare of the people who might be being detained at the police station. To ensure that they were being looked after in accordance with police procedure, that their rights were being respected, for example being allowed to speak to a solicitor, being fed properly, had received any medical care and so on. And also we checked the basic cleanliness of the cells and the medical inspection room, that it was properly stocked up and so on. Why am I telling you this? Well, did anyone watch the documentaries last week on the television called Uprising? And it started about the fire in New Cross in London in 1981 when 13 black people died in the fire, and the protests which followed, the Brixton, the Bristol and the Toxteth riots, the allegations of police brutality, including the ways in which detainees were being treated in the cells at that time. Also the accusations about the government not really caring, not listening, and a lack of respect for basic human rights. And there was a public inquiry, and Lord Scarman presented his findings in November 1981 and recommended many changes in police procedure. And I think one of the main aims was to make sure that the police did treat all people, whether black or white, and everybody else, correctly and with respect. So independent custody visiting came about. It was one of the things that came out of the Scarman report. And visits take place at most police stations throughout the country. The detention area at Skipton was closed a few years ago when they built a brand new police station at Harrogate up Otley Road with specialist detention areas. Now, some police might resent the visits of independent custody visitors dropping in to do the checks, but in my dealings with the local police in Skipton, there were very few problems. Most of the police were very helpful and cooperative, and appreciated that the visitors were there to carry out simple but important checks. I remember asking one young lady how she felt she'd been treated at Skipton Police Station, and she said something like, "I've stayed in quite a lot of police stations over the past couple of years, but this is the best I've stayed in." So here's a message from, so there's a message in this somewhere, and the obvious one must be, do unto others as we would want to be done to. A prayer. Loving God, sometimes it's difficult to treat others as we would like to be treated. Sometimes we're too busy. Sometimes we can't be bothered. But let's remember the example of Jesus, who always had time for people, and he always treated them with respect and showed kindness and love. May we follow his example. Amen.